So if you want to know how you're supposed to function as a man, a human being, you've got to study God. And if you can analyze how God functions, then you'll know how you're supposed to function. Now, let me say one thing about function. If a product doesn't function the way it was designed to function, then it is called malfunctioning. So when a human being doesn't function the way God functions, you are observing a malfunctioning human. Let me give you another example how that works. How does God function? Well, one way God functions that's very obvious is by faith. Write that down. God functions by faith. So what is faith? See, if you know what faith is, then you know how you're supposed to function, because you're supposed to function the way God functions, because if you don't function the way God functions, then you are malfunctioning. And when you malfunction, what happens? Then you self-destruct. When a car or a video machine or a toaster malfunction, it burns up. It disintegrates. It destroys itself. That's why when man became a disobedient creature, he began to malfunction. He begins to work against his own nature. What is faith? A whole lot of definitions of faith. How does God function? Well, faith, Paul says, is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things you can't see. In other words, faith is believing what you ain't see yet to the point where you believe it till you see it. Then faith, how does faith operate? Faith operates by two things: love and by speaking. That's why God is love. That's why his faith always works. Faith worketh by love. So right away, as a human being, you know that you cannot function if you have hatred. Any human that has bitterness, anger, hatred, malice, deceit, all the things that are opposite to love, that human malfunctions. That's why the Bible says bitterness dries up the bones. That term there is an old term for cancer. Why? The bone is the factory of blood. And when the bone dries up, that means you get blood problems. That means now you're getting into cancerous condition, which means that bitterness literally destroys a person physically.